Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pet Food Puzzle Guy. And in this episode, we're going to get into part one of what's on the bag. I have kind of told you in other videos the things we're going to cover. We went over the history of pet food marketing in another video. So this one, we're going to get a little deeper and look at what's on the bag for a couple videos. Then we'll get into what's in the bag. Okay, but for right now, kind of think of that bag and that can as a legal document. There are laws and regulations as to what pet food marketers can put on the bag. You've probably watched, if you're watching my video, you've watched some others where they've gotten into flavors, what percentage has to be in the bag. I don't want to get into all that. You can learn that from what they're saying, and I agree 100% with everybody saying about those laws. What I want to talk about first, what's on the bag, part one, is the guaranteed analysis. Guaranteed analysis, everybody's looking at it. I go to these videos and I see people comparing brand A to brand B, and they're looking at guaranteed analysis, and it kind of makes me a little crazy because I think they know that it's just minimums and maximums, but they still will do comparisons, and they're not comparing apples to apples. That's the problem. So the guaranteed analysis, let me just bring one up here or on the side here, whichever. Here's just guaranteed analysis I found in the store, and you'll notice it's showing you protein, fat, fiber, some other minerals and such. This diet here is 24% protein and 12% fat. Now, it will just tell you that the little cheat thing that I do with guaranteed analysis, and this tends to be true, is remember the fat is the energy source. We don't really want to be using protein as energy. We can use carbohydrates as energy as a secondary quick source, but fat in the diet is pretty much the energy source. So if it's a low fat number like 12%, it's probably a maintenance type level as far as calories, okay? And there's a thing called a protein fat ratio where, okay, I want this amount of fat, this is going to determine how much of this food gets fed, so how much protein would be needed, okay? It's called a protein fat ratio. This maintenance diet at 24% protein and 12% fat, probably perfect for 90% of the dogs out there that are just couch potatoes and don't need the extra calories, okay? So we're just looking at this one. Let's look at another one. This one is 21% protein and 10% fat. So I'm going to guess, I could be a little wrong, this may not be accurate, but generally, again, it's going to be a maintenance type diet. The calorie count could be even a little lower in this diet. Now, the neat thing is the guesswork's taken away because most manufacturers, I think FDA kind of made them all do this by now. They have to put the calories per cup on the bag somewhere. So you can look real easy and see, hey, it's only 300 calories in this food per cup and 400 in this one. So based on my dog, I really don't want to be feeding 400 calories a day. Okay, we'll go with the 300, per cup, I should say. So again, good maintenance diet. Let's look at another one. Here's another one on either side of me. 34% protein, 16% fat. So I'm kind of guessing this one's a little more on the higher calorie count with all that dietary fat in there to meet the energy requirements of that dog, whether they need it or not. But 34% protein is getting up there. For somebody like me, with my experience, I don't really like 34% protein. Holy cow, that's up at cat level, and cats are true carnivores. Their requirement for protein is totally different than a dog. Here's another one. Again, I apologize, I don't know which size it's going to show up on. 37% protein, 15% fat. Again, 15% fat, it's probably going to be a little higher on the energy count. If the dog needs it, that's great. Do they need 37% protein? This is, I'm sure, marketed as a high protein diet. I'm sure for a lot of people, yes, that's what I want. I'm here to tell you I'm in the camp where that is a lot of protein. Okay, we will talk about nutrition. I don't want to get into it now. I just stick with the guarantee analysis. So there's 4 diets. And again, I look at that protein fat ratio. But when you are looking at guaranteed analysis, what are they really telling you? Okay, I don't know the quality of that protein, whether it's 24% or 37%. It could be from shoe leather for all I know. Okay, that guaranteed analysis just says, as a matter of fact, it says crude protein. Even the word crude almost tells you, okay, this is not getting very specific here. Is it from, human grade meat? Is it 4D meat? I mean, again, if you're watching these videos, you probably know these terms, but in other words, high quality meat sources or really horrible meat sources, or is it plant sources? Okay, all I know is crude protein. Okay, and what does it tell you? It tells you right on the bag, minimums and maximums. You could have two foods with identical guaranteed analysis, and they could be two very different diets. So when I see these folks, I know they mean well. They get on here and they show you two different diets and they read the guaranteed analysis. Just put blinders on, because the manufacturer's not telling you anything with that guaranteed analysis. There's not a nutritionist in the world that is going to look at a guaranteed analysis and analyze that food. They're just not going to do it because it's too vague. It's not telling me anything. I was surprised. The one food actually did not mention calcium and phosphorus. I thought by law they had to, but it wasn't even on their guaranteed analysis. And then on another one, it was the maximum amount of calcium and phosphorus. Now, I will tell you, this diet, I'm not going to pick on it, but I even looked it up. They were giving you, well, here's our maximum calcium and phosphorus, yet it was through the roof. The number was insane, okay? Everybody else just gives you minimums. So I thought that was interesting that a company that's really giving you some of the worst excessive levels of minerals is actually putting it as a max. We promise we won't give you any more than this. Well, geez, you shouldn't be giving us that much. Okay, now I know I keep touching on nutrition here, so let me bring it back to the guaranteed analysis. The point is that I want you to get across in this video is the guaranteed analysis doesn't tell you much. It really doesn't. The percentages, minimums and maximums, the specifics as far as where the protein comes from, where the fat comes from, I have no idea. The quality, I have no idea. I really don't know anything from that guaranteed analysis. So I know it's what everybody looks at, but it's not the way to compare brand A to diet B. It just is not the way to do it. Now, I will throw in real quick, because you may have seen it on bags and maybe no one's ever mentioned, but you'll see some asterisks next to like omega-6s and 3s, things like that. And the asterisk on the bottom will say, not recognized as an essential nutrient by the AAFCO dog food nutrient profiles. Okay, what are they talking about? Okay, omega-6s and 3s aren't essential nutrients? Of course they are. This is just politics here. AAFCO, the nonprofit organization that kind of regulates pet food and comes up with what the definitions of different ingredients mean, that they really kind of just give guidelines. They don't have a lot of authority, but basically they're saying we have never sat down and actually looked at these nutrients to see should they be on a guaranteed analysis or not. So that's why when they say they're not recognized by them, it sounds really misleading, like they're saying, oh no, you don't need omega-6s and omega-3s in the diet. It's more, we haven't gotten together to decide whether that should be on the bag or not. Does that make any sense? So when you see that not recognized, it doesn't mean that those awesome nutrients are not recognized as being important in the diet. I hope that helps with some of that confusion. But again, guaranteed analysis, it's there, but it is not helping you. It's not your friend, okay? So anyway, other than that, I'm still working on my puzzle. I got a long way to go. And the next episode, we're going to be looking at the AAFCO, speaking of AAFCO, the AAFCO nutritional statement. And then we'll get on to the ingredient panel, which I'm really looking forward to. We'll need a lot of time on that one. Okay, so thanks. I hope these are beneficial to you. Please let me know and subscribe so you can catch all these videos. I've been enjoying making them, and we'll catch you on the other side.